Welcome back. In this video is all about widgets, and widgets are little containers that can be displayed in several strategic positions on your website. In my 2013 demo here, we have room on the side for a sidebar which can contain widgets. Right now I don't have any here, but we will do in a moment. And at the bottom we also have an area that can contain widgets. So each of these little things with a headline and several menu items is a widget, and we can determine what type of content is shown here, perhaps an excerpt from your Twitter feed, or a list of secondary menu or login options like in here, or recent posts, latest comments, and so forth, even a search field. WordPress has done this just to demonstrate what's possible, so you're not meant to leave it like this. You're meant to change this around a little bit and put the widgets there that you would like. It depends on the theme if and where these widgetized areas are. In this case, the 2013 theme, that's why it's such a good demo theme, has two, one at the bottom and one on the side. Usually, if no widgets are in a list, nothing will show up. Like in this case, we have no widgets in our sidebar, hence no sidebar shows up. Let me show you how you can add widgets and delete the ones you don't like. In your backend, under Appearance, head over to Widgets. And in my case, I have two widgetized areas here. They can be opened and closed with the disclosure triangle here. And now I've got both open. I can see that the main widget area appears in the footer section of the site. Currently has 6 widgets in here. And the secondary widget area, which appears on posts and pages in the sidebar, has nothing in it. Let's leave the main widget area alone at the bottom, and we close that. And maybe pick something, for example, a calendar. You just drag that over. You can give it a title. These options are dependent on the actual widget. So maybe call it calendar. Hit save. And that's the widget done. Let's see if we were successful. Hey, there we go, calendar. It is May 2015 by the time I'm recording this, and the calendar has links to days on which you have written posts. So if we head over to April, there's some posts that have been written on these days here. There's one in February, so it skipped March because there were no posts in March. And while doing that, it will show you archives of this particular month. That's just the calendar. You don't have to use the calendar. It's just an easy example of what happens here. This is the title that we've given the widget, and this is the functionality of the widget. And again, the theme is responsible for formatting this. So if you change your theme, then all these highlights and the fonts and all that will be all different. If we decide we don't really need the calendar, just hit delete, and that's the widget removed. No more calendar. Let's try something useful. If you have an extra menu, an additional menu, you can display that in the sidebar just by dragging over the custom menu widget. Again, drag it over here, and there it is. Functionality is display which menu we'd like to see, perhaps the same as what we have on the top, or perhaps a different menu, something completely different. Give it a title, and see it in action on the front page. And these are exactly the same links that we've defined under Appearance menus earlier. Widgets can be quite useful. You can display RSS feeds from other websites. This is quite nice if you have multiple websites and you would like to link to posts you've written on one website onto another website. Or you can display something like your Facebook widgets or Twitter widgets. Some people give you a small piece of code that you can add into a text widget. This is the one, arbitrary text or HTML. Drag that in, give it a title. This is where you'd paste the code to any, perhaps a Google advertising code or whatever code snippet you come across, this is where it would go. To reorder your widgets, simply drag and drop. So if you want that RSS feed at the top and the custom menu on the bottom, just drag and drop, and by the time you refresh your home page, this will have taken care of it. And the same is true for the widgets at the bottom. So in our case, that's the main widget area. If we wanted no search box here, we can delete that, and perhaps we want the login options at the very top or at the very front, and perhaps have categories before archives. Just drag and drop, refresh the page, and see your handiwork in action. In 2013 particularly, the widgetized area is meant to hold 3 widgets in total. If it holds more, then they are jumbled underneath each other. So to tidy this up, perhaps we'll get rid of the categories and the archives here. That should leave us with 3 widgets that will fit the width of the bottom footer here. And again, if you don't like widgets here at all, if you don't want to have any kind of text here, simply get rid of them. Not every theme has 2 widgetized areas. Some themes don't have widgetized areas at all. Some have more. Some have conditions, so that if you are on a single post, show me a different sidebar than when you're on the home page. But again, that is theme specific and everything is doable. It is beyond the scope of this course to demonstrate all that. That's widgets for you. In the next video, we'll look at how we can embed images into our posts to make them look a little bit more interesting than they are right now.